one of the biggest games in the history of Dundalk FC, trying to get to the Europa League. What is your feeling, Filippo, 24 hours out from that big game now?
Well, I have many feelings. I'm just making sure that I am focused on the task. This is the most important thing now. My feelings, they go secondary in this moment.
It's a huge opportunity for the season to be turned around in many ways. This team would have been expecting to be contesting for the League of Ireland title, but the season becomes totally different if they can qualify for the Europa League.
Yeah, sure. We were discussing this with the players when I arrived. I said, "Listen, guys, we have a lot of things to do still, and this season can become super successful if we are focused." Which we did, which they did, and they transformed this season in something that can become really special. So we will need to perform tomorrow, high level. We are ready. We prepared really well. We are focused, and players, I'm pretty sure they will perform.
When you got this job nearly 40 days ago now at this stage, was qualification for the Europa League something the owners would have discussed with you?
It was the main objective. We were discussing only about that, and the main objective was we will be prepared for September 17 when I arrived. So this was the thing, right? But I was a coach when I arrived. My first step was COBE, the cup. So I was prepared for that, and then was the second game, was the league game, was Shelbourne, and then step by step, then you can build the confidence, you can build your idea of soccer with the players, and now this is another challenge, and we have to be focused on this one and stay focused on this.
It's some adventure for you, though, to go into your first senior adult men's job and now to be on potentially getting into the Europa League proper. It almost sounds like a fairy tale. How is it for you?
No, it is. It is. But, I try, like I said, I try to don't think too much to what was my past and what could be my future, but just stay focused in the present, because I will need to perform and the team will need to perform now. If I start to think at the past and think to the future, then I will be distracted. So just stay focused on the task, pay attention, and perform at the best.
We spoke to Gary Rogers last week, and he said when yourself and your management team come in, rebuilding confidence was one of the jobs that was there. How did you find this group to work with? Because they have a lot of experience, they've won a lot over the last 7 seasons, but their confidence was a bit low, having been knocked out of the Champions League qualifiers. Was that one of your first tasks, just to try and get that atmosphere back up in the club?
Yes, basically the first thing was to be accepted from them. Team that already won, players with huge experience, even in Europe. The first thing was, okay, let's make sure they understand that we know what we are doing, which we did, and which they understand that we have knowledge in what we do, and they accept us even as a person. We are honest people. We always say the truth, and we make sure to create this kind of environment, a true environment where when we discuss is the reality. If I say something is going to happen, like if I promise you something is going to happen. Mm-hmm. So this is what we built, and the players they enjoy this. They enjoy the way that we train, right? I think we brought something a little bit different, right? And they enjoy it, and now they trust us. Of course, we trust them a lot. We super trust them, and this make now this group like a real family.
How much has it helped to get a good start, to win your 2 league games from the start, to get that victory in Andorra, and then to win on the penalties? In terms of getting ready for this game, how important was it for you to hit the ground running, as we'd say, to get some good results to start?
No, it's important, because then you are credible. When you explain something, when you work on something with the players, and then what you work on is happening during the game, then you have credibility. So then you can say things, then they trust you, and this is what we built. I am just disappointed and upset with the last game with Shamrock that we couldn't perform, because we didn't prepare the game at all, because our mind was here. I had to rest 12 players after the game in Moldova, but I hope that we will face again another game with Shamrock in a different condition. Then I think will be a different story.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if you meet in the FAI Cup final in a couple of months' time. In terms of last weekend, 10 changes, really no choice. I mean, I think it was 7:30 in the morning when you came back on Friday.
Yes.
Using your first team players wasn't going to be an option. Were you hopeful? Because Shane Keegan said he was hoping that maybe that game could be postponed. Were you hoping it could be pushed back?
Well, we try to ask if it was possible to postpone the game, but not only because I think it was good for the league, for the League of Ireland, because to have a fair game, let's say that a fair game, I think was better. But listen, it is what it is. Now our focus is in this game. Is the most important thing we have now, and this is where we're going to put our attention.
I know you say history doesn't really matter, but for the League of Ireland, this would be history if you were to qualify. Dundalk got there in 2016, Shamrock Rovers did so 9 seasons ago. It's a very rare club to play in the Europa League group stages. So the players, I'm imagining that they're very aware, even those who would have played in 2016, of how much is at stake here tomorrow night.
No, yeah, I didn't say, maybe I misunderstand. I didn't say the history doesn't matter. The history matters. I just say that I'm trying to be focused on the task and don't make this big opportunity become something that can disturb us, myself. Just be focused on the task, just study the opponent, perform, do well, and then the history will come.
Loads of drama last Thursday night with that victory and winning on penalties too. That can help to bring a group together, winning on penalties, winning away from home particularly, that long trip that you had to make to Moldova. I'm sure you're hoping that shows the character that your squad possess.
Yes, it did. Trust me, if you were there, you can understand how much we were believing on the win. Because when we started the penalty kick, we were so sure that we were going through that. Every single player was asking me to kick the penalty. So, in this occasion, players they try to hide. And all of them, they were giving me high contact, like I want to kick. So this was amazing, and this made me so sure that we were, that our destiny was there, and I think the players deserve this success, and I was really proud of them.
That's good news if you need to take penalties tomorrow night, if you know you've got a full squad that want to take one.
Yes, but this is not what we want to do tomorrow, right? We want to perform and play this game as a final, and try to win in 90 minutes.
Is it any different, given that you were favourites with the bookmakers to progress tomorrow night, given this is a team who've won the Faroe Islands League for the first time in 20 seasons, and the expectation is probably different, that you would have been slight underdogs going to Moldova last week. Do you have to deal with a different set of expectation when people think you're going to qualify?
No, I don't really believe in this situation of underdog, especially when you play a final. Because in one game, anything can happen. And we faced this in Andorra. We were controlling the game, and then all of a sudden, one mistake create a problem. And we had to face another challenge. So we will need to stay really focused on the task, on the plan of the game. And also, sometimes it's easier to be the underdog in the game, right? Chase something instead to. But listen, it's a final. It's a final, and I hope the best team go through.
You didn't have a lot of time to look at your opponents for this coming week. It was a very short turnaround between the two legs. But I guess you'd have to be impressed by what they did to Dinamo Tbilisi to beat them 6-1 last week.
Well, we had time to look, to be honest. We were already looking to them after the last penalty that we kicked in Moldova. We were already studying them. But yes, we were impressed. We respect them, but we are not afraid of nothing. We're gonna look to our performance, and if we perform like we should do, we're gonna go through.
When you came into the club and you initially came in, did you look to change much, or was it just small alterations that you wanted to make to the team?
It's not about change. Is about, for us, was observe and understand really fast what was the situation. It was important to understand better the character of the players, not only the technical characteristic. This was a lot of, for us, a learning process. Let's say that. We had to be fast to do it, but was, to be honest, the players allowed us to make this process faster through their professionality. They were really good on that.
Does it help that you've got some very experienced players and some big leaders like Gary Rogers, like Brian Gartland, who are around, who are, veteran players within the league? I'm sure they're the type of leaders that help when you come into a club.
No, for sure. They facilitate everything, even the communication with us. Even I think their experience can give, advice to the young players, that they can feel some kind of pressure. But in a team, you need a mix of, a player with experience, that they have already background, and you need young players that are excited to play and they are creative and they want to do stuff and they want exposure. So this is the best mix that you can have in a team.
You get to train on the stadium here at the Aviva this evening and get a chance to have a kick around and a feel for it. Does it feel unusual coming to a big national stadium which is going to be empty tomorrow night to try and play a game of such importance here with no fans?
Yes, this is something, let's say, unusual, because at the end of the day, when you play a game so important, you want to have the fans there. It's like you miss something, right? You miss this kind of this part of the game. Even in Moldova, stadium was great, nice environment, nice facility, but then fans were not there. But I was feeling only my players, the communication in between them, and this was great, because they make me believe that we were going through their, listening to them scream and yell each other and support, and so it was really good.
Your squad kind of have to create their own atmosphere. I was here for the rugby 2 weeks ago, and Saracens beat Leinster in the European Cup, and the Saracens squad were able to create that atmosphere themselves. I suppose you'd be hoping that your players will be vocal even from the bench. You have to create your own kind of atmosphere and your own motivation here.
Yes, is a part of the game, but it's not just just yell in the field for nothing. Is when you start to be vocal in the right way, with the right communication, sharp, then you feel that there is something's going on. If you just yell and scream for nothing, you feel even this, right? So what I was feeling in Moldova was the right thing, and tomorrow is going to be the same.
Does 2 good away wins bring this squad together too? Because you said at the start you wanted to feel credible, you wanted the players to buy into what you do. When you get victories in Andorra and like in Moldova last week, I'm sure the players start to believe in both themselves and in your management team as a result.
Oh yes. Is a trust. Like I said, is a trust that we exchange, right? Of course, our trust on them is huge. We really believe they can do a lot. So maybe they understand that we trust a lot, and then they trust us too. They trust in what we do. It is an exchange of feelings.
Selection-wise, one back, Andy Boyle is back from suspension, but Chris Shields is suspended.
Yeah.
I guess just mixed news really, that you've got one experienced player to play and one who's not going to be here tomorrow.
Yes, we are happy that Andy's back, right, in the squad. Of course, we're going to miss Chris, because Chris is a legend for this club. He's our captain. But we are prepared. We have other players that they can do the job, and they train really well during the week, and they know what the task is going to be tomorrow. So I'm really positive that players that they're going to play, they're going to perform.
You said it's not about you, and this is about the squad, and this is about the club.
Yeah.
But for you, if they were to qualify tomorrow, it gives you a very good chance of getting this job beyond the end of the season. Do you ever think about that if we qualify, the owners in all likelihood would probably hand you a contract?
No, I don't think it's about that. Well, this is a question that I had already. We had 5 games. This is the 5th game. Every game they ask me, okay, if you win tomorrow, you're going to get the job. If you win tomorrow, you're going to get the job. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's win this game that is going to judge my job at Dundalk. But, of course, this is a bigger opportunity than my job. You know, it's something bigger than to have an opportunity to extend my contract. This is something that, like you said, is going to make history for the club, for Ireland. So if Filippo extends his contract, it's really secondary.
But does Filippo want the job beyond this season?
Yes.
Would you like to stay?
Yes. Yes, of course I want the job because I like the club. I like what the club can become if with the with the right project, with the right thing. I would love to help the club build something successful in the future.
And if they were to get 3 to 4 million euro from qualifying for the Europa League, that helps that process a lot.
I mean, I'm not the guy that is gonna count the cash, right?
I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but if they were to win, it's huge for the club in terms of
yeah,
investment.
of course. But if you want to build a project in the club, it's not just have a prize that is gonna change the way to think the soccer for the club, right? Because then money in 1 year are gonna end again. So if you don't have a direction, a vision, and the mission, I mean, you're not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna be another historic game, but for the club, then you have to build something special for the future.
Well, Filippo, best of luck over the next 24 hours getting ready for this huge game tomorrow evening, and hopefully we're talking about Dundalk soon being in the Europa League group stages. Thanks a million for talking to us tonight on Off the Ball.
Thank you so much, guys.